Alright, this video is going to be about minimalism, and um, what I think we'll talk about first will be the the reasons why people get into the trap of the opposite of minimalism, which is basically gluttony or overbuying or overpossessing, filling spaces, however you want to look at it. So the biggest one is, this one goes out to all the teenagers coming up in the world, or young adults looking at purchasing new houses, say with a girlfriend or boyfriend, husband, wife, newlyweds, all this sort of stuff. Um, the biggest trap that we fall into first is we go to the bank, and what do we do when we want to buy a house? And I mean, this is obviously jumping ahead. You could go way back into like why kids, certain things that can happen to you as a child that will give you kind of that hoarding mentality at a young age. But let's just skip ahead, generalizing on the general population. We all try to buy houses at a very young age. I am no exception to the rule. So first thing we do is we go to the bank to ask the bank how much money they're willing to give us based on our income between you and your girlfriend, or if you're only putting in one of your names, what the one person makes per year. So let's say that number is 300,000, and most people, because the bank says, oh, we'll give you 300,000, their idea is to get as much as they can for the amount of money they're allowed, basically. So people go out and they look for $300,000 houses that, depending on where you live, I mean, it's all relevant, but depending on where you live, could buy you, like, say an average priced city. I'm guessing 300,000 could buy you a good 2,000 square feet, maybe 3,000 square feet without a basement. In Arizona, you might get a pool with that sort of thing. And so now we buy this 20 or 2,000 square feet, 3,000 square foot house for $300,000, and then we're broke. So now you have no money. The bank won't give you any money because they just gave you all the money that you wanted and that they wanted to give you, so you took it all. And now you have this big house to fill with stuff. And so now what happens is you move into your nice big new house that you feel really entitled to, even though you don't own it. You have a little bit of a down payment into it, and you're going to start paying monthly payments on this, which I'm not against buying houses in general. I'm just saying, think before you act. So you have this big empty house that now it's kind of an embarrassment, because now say you have friends that come over, and most people want to keep up with the Joneses and the internet and everything, and Instagram, and trying to make everything look really nice so that life doesn't look like it has any negativity in it. So I think you know where this is going. So now we have a big empty house, and so the person doesn't want to have people over, or just feels empty inside because their big investment is kind of this big empty box that they didn't expect, especially if when they purchased it, it was furnished or staged to look really nice. And now so you move out and all that IKEA furniture and all the staging is gone, all those really expensive $3,000 tables that make things just look amazing, it's all gone. So you have this big empty hole to fill. Now that you have no money and you've just put all your money into down payment, and now you have to pay a mortgage every month, it traps you into fighting your way up a corporate ladder, or just making more money all the time, saving. So you don't have any money to do other things in life, which again, these are all choices that you have to make for yourself. But so now you're spending every last paycheck trying to buy new couches, or pillows to put on your couches, and tables and candles and clocks and whatever else you can think of, art for the walls. TVs that would, anything, you name it. So you want people to come over and enjoy the space. You don't want people to come over and just have like, feel like you're in high school and you're just gonna like party in a big empty room and sit on the floor or just stand around and leave your shoes on and that sort of thing, right? You want to make a surprising kind of party space for you to have friends over and enjoy it. And that's, again, that's all fine. But we're way overexpending ourselves, and then we get trapped in a job that either we like or we don't like. That's, again, regardless. You're going to spend a certain amount of your paycheck on constantly trying to buy more stuff to fill these spaces. And then once these spaces are full, there's self-storage. So now everybody's putting all the stuff that they can't fit in these huge spaces. Like this, I used to skateboard in here when I was a kid, back and forth, and I'd have a rail on the ground, and we used to grind on it. And that's how big this space is. Like it's like a little warehouse down here. And so once these spaces are full and all the storage rooms are full, what do? You buy self-storage. Now I think I just saw a documentary on it. Don't quote me on the numbers, but I'm pretty sure it was $2 billion a year industry, self-storage is. And to put that into perspective for any Canadians or any Americans that know about Canada, Tim Hortons yearly sales are like 2.5 billion or 2.2 billion, depending on a good or bad year. So we're talking as much money as Tim Hortons sells in coffee, and you see the lineups and everything like that, and the donuts and whatever. There's that many people also spending that exact same amount of money on self-storage so that they can store the things that they can't fit in here in there and pay monthly for that. And they don't even know what's in it. Where is everything? Why do we have so much stuff? So now you're trapped. And now, again, now you have this frame of mind of constantly upgrading and purchasing to either, like I said, show off or just feel good about yourself because you get that endorphin rush, which is totally addicting to buy things. And I've been there, I've done it many times, and I've learned from it over the years. I've been kind of minimalizing the last 4 years, I would say, at least, since I bought my apartment. So like 4 or 5 years I've been trying to downsize, and I still can't get rid, like, just clothes. It never ends. Jackets, clothes, TVs, just stuff, hockey stuff, lacrosse stuff, tools, bedding, towels, jars, like everything. Shoes, like so many pairs of shoes. So, and then we get on, eventually, and some people, it takes over us completely, and you end up on a TV show called Hoarders, where literally you're getting buried alive, where you can't walk around your house because you're completely buried alive by the stuff you've bought over the last 20 years, 15, 20 years. And you're obviously mentally unstable at that point. So, and then you're almost too far gone. And then on the other side of the coin is if you wake up, which is what this video is for, the younger generation, is to either, if you've already fallen for the trap, which most of us have, now we got to reverse it. So now it's time to start downsizing, giving things away, selling the monkey GG. If it's got dust on it, get rid of it. You don't need these things in your life. They're just taking up so much space and mental energy. And they're not, unless they're serving a purpose. I mean, again, I'm generalizing here. So let's not get into the situation in the first place. That's why I'm making this video, because I learned at a young age. I moved out when I was 17. I had a 64-inch TV with an Xbox and all the junk you could fit in a house. And then I bought my first house when I was 20, and I completely filled it with furniture, 2 stories, with beds and dressers and desks and dressers and headboards and drums and TVs and plants and computer stuff and kitchen tables and all the different kitchen utensils that you'll never use. All you really need is like an Instapot and some knives and a cutting board and maybe a rice cooker, and that's really all you need to cook with. But these are all things that you evolve to work for you and your family. Way too much stuff. Let's get rid of all the stuff. This is a warning to all the younger people. Don't fall for this trap. And it's all crap. It breaks, it falls apart. We're filling up the landfills and the dumps in the ocean full of garbage. Long video short. Let's not buy things we don't need. Take it easy. Don't buy so much square footage and then expect to fill it. If they give you a $200,000 mortgage limit, go look at what you can get for half of that. And then you have money for, say, upgrades if you want to paint and do a nice ceiling and all these things, or go on a family vacation with the leftover amounts, creating experiences, or you'll actually have some money left over to put things in the house that you actually buy instead of buying a big empty house that you can't put anything because you have no money. Don't buy the space to fill the space and then buy. So what do I mean by that is grow into your surroundings. Like my good friend, he's about to be selling his condo he bought before he was married. Now he's married and has a baby, and he's outgrown the space and it's not good for kids. So now it's time for him to upgrade. Whereas the guy, like, I know him personally, I know everything, well, not everything, but I know a lot about him, and he could have easily bought himself, all by himself. He could have bought like a 2,000 square foot big house and all this pretty much by himself, but he didn't want to because he didn't need it, and he wanted to upgrade and make some money on this house and move forward. So he's doing exactly what I just said. Don't buy the space to fill the space and then buy. So yeah, most young kids are buying way too big houses, which just forces you to buy more stuff. You can't stop it. The more kitchen counter space you have, the more electronic devices you'll have on the kitchen counters to cook with, or you might never even use it, like a mixer, a food processor, a Vitamix, a toaster oven, Now as long as you have counter space, you're gonna fill it. If you have cabinet space, you're gonna fill it. If you have a wine rack, you're gonna fill it. Okay? If you have an empty fridge, cupboard space, look in people's cupboards. I used to do it for a living. Open the pantry door, full, floor to ceiling. How do you know when this stuff is going bad and when it's not? What's healthy, what's not? You just fill the space. So let's take a step back from that. Tip to the youngins, I really don't want you to go down this path, so tread lightly and have a good day. Hopefully you like this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I really like comments because I don't get enough comments on my videos. I get lots of views but no comments, so leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. Let's get a little discussion going. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and you'll see more videos like this coming in 2017. I got lots in the works, so this is just one outlet. So let's keep going. Watch this.